Hey guys, welcome to Vancouver Island Bushcraft. It is New Year's Day, January 1st, 2019. I'm at the bivouac. I'm just gonna get a fire going, have some lunch, enjoy myself. And I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. Just going over the stream. It's not too high. Looks pretty good actually. Okay, so a couple of interesting things have happened since the last time I talked to you. Went duck hunting for one thing. Actually got myself a duck and we had it for supper. That was kind of exciting. And we had a major windstorm on Vancouver Island. And it was 100-kilometer-an-hour winds. And lots of people that we know didn't have electricity for 7, some of them 8 days. And my wife, she's a hairdresser, and a lot of her clients were saying that they had no power, and they didn't realize how ill prepared they were for such an event. And I talk to you guys all the time about, you know, prepping and stuff like that, but you know, you don't have to prep for, you know, a hurricane or tornado or the zombie apocalypse. It can literally be for 7 days of no power. These people couldn't use their bathrooms. They couldn't keep their food cold, so the stuff in the fridge was going bad. Keep them warm at night. They didn't have anything to do that for days. We were fine. You know, I have everything that I need. Our power wasn't out. One of the small areas in Nanaimo, right by the hospital, were on their grid, so they bypass whatever they can to keep that grid going. So we're pretty lucky. But even if it did, it wouldn't have made any difference to me. I have everything. But we had lots of damage everywhere, trees down, and we're at the bivouac, as you can see, and we are, like, the bivouac is like right there. It's like right, this guy right here, and that's how close we are. And take a look at this. This tree fell down. This is the bottom of it, and just to give you an idea how big this root structure is, this is me, and this is the root structure. And as you can see, there's no roots really coming out. Huge root here, but they're all going sideways. And this tree is massive. I'll come around to the other side. This just missed the bivouac. So this is the tree. Obviously it came down, and this is the tree here. To give you an idea of the size of the trunk, this is my hand, and that's the trunk. Just, beside this thing here, and that fell down, well, 20 feet away from my bivouac. So it goes to show you, you know, when you're out in the woods, you've got to be careful, obviously, but you want to choose your times. Coming out here during that windstorm, as cool as it would have looked and been, if there's a huge windstorm, you don't want to be in the forest, and for obvious reason. I mean, literally, if that had fallen on my bivouac and I was there, obviously I wouldn't be around, right? So the bivouac did really good. It didn't get blown over or nothing. The tarps stayed lashed. Everything stayed really good. So really happy about that. But whenever you cross one of these bridges, it's always a good idea to turn your foot like this and not have it on one piece of wood, because if this piece of wood gives, I'll go down. But if I have my weight distributed on the two, then the chances are pretty low that both of them would break. And if one broke, I'd be able to take the weight on the part of my foot. So something to think about. If you ever build a bridge, you got logs, don't just use one log. Or you go across a log bridge that somebody else has built, you don't know how old it is, at least 2 logs at a time. Makes sense, right? So I did a little, I don't know, course, I guess you'd call it, here at the bivouac. Had a couple people come over, and they paid for a few hours to come out here and learn some bushcraft skills, starting fires, and they made, one of the ladies made this tripod. We had a big huge piece of meat hanging off of here, and We cooked it on the fire. It was really good. It was a good time. Everybody had a great time, and it was my first time ever I've actually had somebody down here and charged for it, and did the bushcraft thing. So that's exciting. Actually made some money doing it, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to unpack a little bit. I just brought my normal pack stuff. I brought the little axe this time. I'm just here for a few hours, just playing around. I did not bring the grill, so I'm gonna have to boil my water if I'm gonna have water, and that's about that. So I brought a piece of fat wood on the way in to help start the fire. This fat wood is it's totally, it looks rotted, doesn't it? It looks totally rotted, but it's not. It's totally solid fat wood, so that'd be nice and easy to start the fire. Now I get all unpacked here and get all settled. All right, I have everything pretty much unpacked. Same stuff I normally bring, nothing unusual. I brought a bunch of bannock. I'm gonna see if I can do some bannock on the fire today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it like a loose bannock on the frying pan, or make it sort of like it's a dough and kind of prop it up against the fire. Haven't decided which one. I got butter, so that's good. I decided to put the tripod above the fire. I got two pots going right now with water. I got the kettle and the other pot, because of course I haven't got my grill, so I need to boil the water. So I got those two going, and I have my percolator ready to go as well for some coffee in a little bit. Oh, some new thing that I got, these knee pads. Those of you who have been in the United States Army will recognize these. I got them on Amazon.ca, and they were like $15 for the knee pads and elbow pads. I don't wear elbow pads, but the other ones are starting to go. I got them at the dollar store, so I mean, if they've lasted over a year. These things are extremely well built, though. These ones from the United States Army, obviously. Yeah, really good. No problems so far. Everything's fine. I got mediums, so they're a little bit on the edge of fitting. The Velcro is just touching, so I'm gonna have to add some more Velcro to it. But they do fit. Larges would have been better, but I didn't. They didn't have the size on them. It was just surplus, and I got them, and they were mediums. And there's no way to contact the person to say, "Hey, can I get a pair of larges?" There's no sort of area there to do that. So, but very comfortable. I've used them a couple times now, and very happy with them. Kudos to you guys in the American Army for those things. They're great. So I got the fire going. She's got the fat wood on the bottom. And then I got some strips of wood that I had here from last time I was here, and did of course the log cabin style, and so that's going good. Processed a whole bunch of sticks. Those are somewhat damp, so I'm going to need to make sure it's a pretty hot embers before I start putting those on, but no big deal. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here, going to boil some water. When those two are done, I'll put the coffee on, have some coffee and some bannock, and just relax. All right, coffee's pretty much good to go. I decided not to use the percolator, this guy here. I just used one of these guys. You guys are familiar with these, the little filter, cloth filter thing. And made the coffee. And now she's on here. And get that off of there. There we go. It's a great little pot. What's the name of it again? I don't know, does it say somewhere on here? I don't know, doesn't matter. All right. Oh, the perfect cup of coffee. Thank you, my beautiful wife, again for these mugs. Oh, that's awesome. I just piled on the wood. I'm being lazy. I just piled on all the wet wood, and it's just kind of growing as it goes. I put the pile right next to the fire to get the wood drier anyway. But yeah, it's climbing pretty good anyway. I just don't feel like chopping stuff up and doing anything. That's all these branches are from the that felled tree. I have a lot of firewood now in the area, which is nice. Yeah, it's going to give me firewood for at least another year, which is nice. And all the water's boiled. I got some cooling down if I want to just have a glass of water. And next project is the bannock, if I decide to do it. I'm feeling really lazy. I'm just sitting here enjoying the fire, having a coffee, and yeah, not a lot of willpower to do a whole heck of a lot of stuff, which is fun. It's fine sometimes to come out here and just relax. You know, it doesn't have to be a whole bushcraft sort of a thing, right? We can just sit here and enjoy each other's company and have a coffee and just relax by the fire. All right, put that down, and if I make the bannock, I'll let you guys in on it. Hey guys, still having the coffee. I think I'm going to pass on the bannock. I'm feeling really lazy. I've had an entire pot of coffee, so I'm feeling jittery but lazy, if that makes any sense. Got the fire still going here. It's going really good. I'm just going to finish off the rest of the wood there on the side and probably get heading after that. I think I've been here a couple hours now, and my wife's at home right now, and it was funny this morning. We're both sitting at the kitchen table, and she knows I'm used to just working every day. So it's New Year's Day, everything's closed, and of course, stupid me, I'm open for business. And she goes, "Why don't you just head to the bivouac, honey, and if any computers show up, I will accept them and put them in your office, and you can just do them tomorrow." And I thought, wow, best wife ever. So with a lot of convincing, because I didn't want to do it, well, I did, but I didn't want to leave her there by herself. She basically kicked me out of the house, so to speak. So here I am. But I just thought that was really sweet of her. She knew that was going to be, you know, biting at the walls just because I was so bored not doing anything. I'm not used to not doing anything. So thank you, honey, if you're watching this. I appreciate it. That was really nice of you. And this is nice and relaxing, and I'm really glad I came. So I guess I'm going to call it for you guys. I hope you had a great New Year's Day, because when you see this, it'll be yesterday or the day before. And I hope you had a great Christmas as well. Christmas was great at our house. Usual, you know, family food. We had Canadian goose as opposed to turkey this year. Our next door neighbor got a couple of Canadian geese, and I cleaned them, and we had that for our Christmas dinner. So that was pretty good. Everybody really liked that. And yeah, so we just basically hung around Christmas with family and that kind of thing. So I hope you guys had a great Christmas as well. So thank you for watching. Not a lot of instructional stuff this time. I just wanted to take you guys with me on a nice relaxing trek into the woods, show you the damage that was caused by the windstorm. And any of you guys who are not doing any kind of prepping whatsoever, you don't have to be preppers, quote unquote, but make sure you got 5 or 6 2-4s of water under the stairs, and the ability to cook your food if your electricity goes out, or at least keep it cold with a generator, and if not, be able to have enough propane on your barbecue to cook it all up so it doesn't go to waste. Make sure you can keep your family warm. If you have a fireplace, make sure you have wood. If you don't have a fireplace, make sure you have alternate sources of heat. This time of year, if there's no heat, some people had 7 or 8 days and weren't prepared, so they were pretty cold. It's important, guys. I don't know how many times, like I said, these people said, I didn't realize how unprepared I was. And that was only 7 days without electricity. It wasn't a disaster. It was just 7 days without electricity. So it can happen anywhere. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time on Vancouver Island Bushcraft. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're almost at 800 subscribers. So if you know somebody who really likes bushcrafting and maybe convince them to subscribe, it'd be great if we can get to 1,000. That'd be cool. Actually, at 1,000 subscribers, I can actually monetize the channel. In other words, I make probably 2 cents every time somebody clicks on. I'm not sure how it works, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours within 12 months worth of views. We're almost there. I have 4,000 hours easily, as people watch the channel all the time, but not quite at 1,000. I'd be kind of curious to see, and I'll let you guys know. Nobody ever talks about it. How much do you make on YouTube? I'll let you guys know what it's all about, and I'll show you the check for 58 cents if that's what it is. Who knows? So anyway, you guys take care, and sub if you haven't, and share and like, and take care. And again, Happy New Year, guys.